Hey guys, my name is Will Dixon, and I'm here to present Pulse. Sorry about that. If we go to pulse.clemsonopoly.com, you'll see the project we have been working on. We have a nice little Google Doc reference. I was pointing to it with my hand, and I realized you guys can't see me. Then we have this, of course, Travis making sure that our build's passing and everything. Got a little description going on there. There might be a few changes before this is actually posted, but this is the basics of it. We have our team members. We have Michael Drops, who came up with the algorithm. I'll explain what that algorithm does in a second. We have Miguel Espinoza and me, myself, Will Dixon. We have worked very hard these past 2 days trying to get this together. Michael Drops algorithm. That's kind of what we're trying to showcase. Even though Miguel and we have built an application for this package to kind of showcase it, but we're really trying to push this Pulse package. This Pulse package, it's an algorithm that reads logs files. Now, as it's reading, it tries to find patterns within this log file, and telling you, hey, this doesn't match any patterns that I know of. It seems kind of unusual. I'm gonna warn you about it. What makes that really nice is you don't have to search through 22,000 lines of log files. If you look at this right here, there we are. This is 22,000 lines long, and I wouldn't want to have to search through this to find the anomalies or anything. It would be a pain, really. So it would be hard to find. Well, I mean, you could do searching for warnings and stuff like this, but this will tell you. It will go through and say this looks out of the unusual, especially if you don't know what you're looking for. But it learns as it reads your files. So the longer the log file, the more it learns. We're hoping to implement more into this package maybe later on, but as for this competition goes, this is what we're trying to showcase right now. You can see this Postman. We do have an API set up for it. Let's first start off with just log pulse in general. So if you did a git github.com/gophergala2016/pulse/log pulse. Log pulse is our application we're trying to that we're showcasing right now. That will download it and make it available for you to run it, especially if you have that bin folder saved into your path. Then you'll definitely be able to run it from the command line. So, a few things to set up though. You have to have this SMTP toml, not SMTP. That's for something else. Sorry, the Pulse config. If you go into look and see what's inside that right now. We have a log list, so it's a list of your log files, and again, as I said, it learns as it runs. So as long as if you just keep appending to this, you'll have more and more logs, especially if the logs are the same type. So if you have all kernel logs, you can have web server logs, any log. It learns its own patterns. So any pattern's fine with it. Saw a little typo there. Then you have an email list of who to send an email to. Now, for it to send an email, you must have an SMTP server set up. We did have Mailgun set up, so we were using that using our API to use that, and you'll see that later on. We have an SMTP config, which is actually where you'll save your credentials for your SMTP credentials, so you will be able to send an email without Mailgun. Output file, you have I have it as pulse out, but that's where it's going to put if it can't find this folder or this file right here. So I'm just going to put a 1 there just so it can't find it, and we'll go to pulse out so you guys can see what's going on there. Port 8080 is what port our API is going to be listening on. So we're going to start off in the terminal. I'll actually showcase this off right now. We have logpulse.exe. There's a tag called API to actually run the API, but we're not going to do that quite yet. We can pass in just a regular log file, like so. So as it's doing this, you'll see things flash across the screen, and then it starts slowing down. This is while it's trying to learn everything. And you just saw this pulse.out get created. Wow, went through 22,000 lines of code before I could finish my thought. Anyways, so as you can see, it pointed out some weird ones. We're going to open this up, and I'll show you what's inside. It went 22,000 down to about 280 or so. As you can see, Michael has added a few anomalies himself, kind of making things a little interesting. There's another one right here. But if you look through here, you'll notice it's just if you notice, there's not really a pattern to anything. It looks like it found this, and there's like, oh, well, I see a pattern now, so I'm just going to stop telling them this is weird. So it might, for at once, show you a little bit of everything, but as you can see, there's no real pattern to any of this, but it tries to find it, and if it can't find it, then it's going to say, hey, this looks strange to me. Take a look at it, see what you think about it. And it probably caught on to these pretty fast, mainly because it was looking for probably the timestamp, the name of my computer, Will Laptop Ubuntu, even though this isn't Ubuntu. I was using my laptop for testing. So this is a kernel log of it. I don't care if you guys see that, really. If there's important information, I trust you guys. So we're going to delete that because it will append to that file. I showed the kern log. We can also pass in a zipped format, or gzip. It can't be any zip format. It has to be gzip. But with this gzip format, it has to uncompress it and then send it. Right now, it looks like it's not really learning anything, because you see how it's doing something weird. Let's see if we do that again. There we are. So every now and then it has a hiccup every now and then trying to find certain patterns, and it just couldn't pick up on one or two of them. But right now it's going through it, it's reading through it, saying, oh, here's all the anomalies, blah, blam. And, of course, we're using Linux, or Linux line endings. File has been modified, yes. File has been modified, yes. Okay, yeah, because I zipped it up, and so it modified this. It uncompressed it and everything for us. So it's still the same log file. It's just uncompressed now. There you go. See, it had trouble trying it here, so we're still working out kinks right now. But this is what we're showcasing. As you can see right here, we have. It looks almost like the same things. It caught the same ones again. Nice little gzip format right there. I say nice little gzip. It will do this for you just in case you don't want to tote around those large files, because log files I know can get pretty big. I think this was about how big is this? About 2 megs. So it went through 2 megs and really fast. That's one thing that's really nice about Go. So you can also, well, what about those logs that you listed inside of the SMTP toml? If you just run log, it automatically reads from those. That way you don't have to always append to those files. So this might take twice as long, just because it's reading 2 files now, and it's actually 2 of the same files. But it's going, chugging away. I forgot to delete the pulse out, so I know it's gonna probably append to that, and it's gonna be even longer. And hoping we're getting towards the end of it. January 22nd. What's today's date? 24th? So yeah. I didn't use the computer that much, so it should be. And there's the 23rd. There we are. It finished up and appended everything. It said it found pattern counts about 108.10. So it is learning as it goes. As you can see, this pattern number is increasing and decreasing as it goes. So even from here to here, it didn't learn a new pattern, but from here to here, it learned one. It keeps percentages of these patterns to say, well, this one shows up not as often as this one, but here it is. That sort of thing. Alright, so enough with that. Let's actually go to the API now. For the API to work right now, what we're must have this file in the same directory. So now it's going to send an email to us. So we're going to go ahead and start the API. Right? We're listening on that port. We're going to go here. We got a file uploaded already, so let's just keep an eye on both of these. Here we are. And we're going to hit send. Reading from file, same thing. So we're just showing you different endpoints, different ideas you can use this package for. And at the end of this, it will send an email out to you. I'm not going to show you my email. You just got to trust me that it does actually send an email. And that's our Pulse package right there. I forgot to show the SMTP version, so I'm actually going, once this is done. No, it's already read those. It's already read those values, so I can move that back into there. We're gonna edit this because it's already read these values, so it doesn't need it. There we are. Oh, deleting files. Probably should have showed you before I did that. Here, let me see if I can find that down. There's one. There we are. And there it is. Got it back. We're going to go ahead and stop the API. So now SMTP should be set up. With SMTP, we're just going to go ahead and run on kern log because we don't want to, we don't have the .gz that's in TOML. By the way, that will throw an error. So if I just did this, the system cannot find the file specified. You just go in there. We kind of cleaned it up. We didn't want to use panics everywhere and show you all the debug stuff. So we tried to keep everything clean for you. There we are. Just going through finding all these, and it's actually sending to my email. There we are. 115 different anomalies. As this thing learns, it will get slower and slower. We probably should have packaged it all up, put it in a cache somewhere, and then sent it at once it's finished with the algorithm. Probably a smarter idea. But just to show you that the SMTP is actually working, here's all those lovely messages right here. Gotta love it. Anyways, I hope you guys loved this. Hope you guys love Pulse, and I hope you had it. I hope you guys had as much fun with Gopher Gala as we did. Please do, if you have any comments or anything, definitely hook us up. We find us at GitHub or anything. We have links to our GitHub accounts there, so you guys can chat with us, follow us, all that. We'll probably be adding our emails on here shortly. Thank you guys for watching, and please vote for us.